seems like every year since our first year, we've done a steakhouse show. I don't know why. I just love steakhouse. We've done Peter Luger, The Palm, Smith Walensky, Ben Benson, Michael Lamonaco's Porterhouse, Keen's. I mean, every year we do this thing because it's kind of cool. It's an iconic American thing. And this year, it's Quality Meats, right behind me. Great steakhouse, part of Alan Stillman's Little New York empire. He's a guy that brought us TGI Fridays, Smith & Walensky, brilliant restaurateur. He's got a wonderful chef that oversees everything, Craig Kaketsu. You've met him on this show before. He's put together a great team. So, cool steakhouse here in Midtown. Of course, meat's going to be the center of the plate. Potato variations, salad, seafood, red wine and cocktails. Lots of guys in suits. You know the drill, but we'll have fun. I'm Mike Colameco, chef and food lover. Come with me and meet some of today's most interesting chefs and their crews that work in their kitchens. Real chefs, real restaurants, and real recipes. That's what's on the menu. This is Mike Colameco's Real Food. All right, with a name like Quality Meats, you get the drill. Steak, dry-aged, grilled, with heavy sides, potatoes, and lots of red wine. But, don't be so quick. There's lots of light touches here. In fact, you can eat really well at Quality Meats without having steak at all. This is the brainchild of the master of this matter, Alan Stillman, the quintessential restaurateur, and his executive chef, Craig Kaketsu. This is part of the new trend in steakhouses that's chef-driven. You can eat great fish, great vegetable sides, great meat. The wine list is dope. Cocktails aren't bad. Stay tuned. Michael Stillman. Pleasure to meet you, man.
Pleasure to meet you.
Talk about Quality Meats because you need to distinguish yourself in a city where there are at least 8 or 10 other great steak restaurants. You know, The Palm.
I wish there were only 8 or 10.
Right, well, the truth is there's a ton. So talk a bit about this place and what the Stillman family's doing, what you're doing to keep it modern and cool.
Absolutely. I mean, we opened this originally, and it was sort of where Craig and I really sort of hid the foundations of our relationship. I brought him over from Les Banas to work on Manhattan Ocean Club. And when we decided that we wanted to do something more contemporary and interesting here, I approached him, and steakhouse obviously wasn't his background, but I said, I think what I want to do is something kind of unique.
It's a nice light start to what could be a heavier meal.
And I knew that steak was something that people like, and steak is something that people draw people in, and it can last for generations. But I also wanted to bring in these contemporary elements to it.
All right, Kaketsu, brother, tell me what you got in mind.
We're doing hanger steak. This looks a little crazy right now, but it's because it's been marinated overnight. And you can see, like I just sort of cut away so you can see, like it's just the outer part of the meat. It's just basically stained by the soy sauce and the balsamic. The entire dish is a hanger steak with brandied cherries. And what we have here, this is shallots, Dijon mustard. These are dried cherries that we rehydrate with brandy, black pepper, sugar, and vinegar. That's tarragon. This is brandy, some more brandy. This is a cooking liquid from the cherries, and then we have reduced veal stock.
Flavor, man. Big flavor. And where are we going to go with this? Saute pan or grill?
We are going to broiler.
Okay.
So, pretty classic sauce. We're going to start off with a little butter. And just get that going. And put these shallots in. I'm always checking for smell, you know? You can really smell how things taste. So.
Yeah. We cook with all those senses, right? Our ears, our nose.
So and once I start smelling those,
we're going to flame off the brandy.
We're going to flame off the brandy.
Here's a money shot. Woo! Right. Yeah.
And then now it's just about basically layering in the different flavors. We have the cherry cooking liquid.
The liquids. So it's going to be a combination of cherries, brandy, a little fruit, a little sweetness, a little more booze.
And acidity also, again. And while that's reducing, we're going to add our cherries. And then this is just
veal jus.
Veal jus.
Fond de veau.
Yeah, exactly. So Mario cooked this a nice medium rare.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, so
a little butter always. If we're in the classics, we're going to finish this with Monte au beurre.
Exactly, just to smooth it out.
Yeah. Binds it, somehow brings the flavors together. We don't know what it does, but it's like magic.
Yeah, and also
gives it a sheen, gives it a little richness.
And then right off the heat, like you said,
And tarragon's wonderful because it has a little bit of that licorice thing going on now.
I think cherry and tarragon are like
Yeah.
a natural. So you can see right there, it's just really sort of, it's going to just glaze this.
Damn, looks good, brother. Another winner.
That's it.
Let's take the cut from this side, because I'm thinking it's medium rare all the way. It is. All right. And that's the thin end. So this meat's still composing, so we got a perfect bullseye medium rare.
Speechless.
Seriously good.
This is our veal chop. It's a 16-ounce veal chop. We serve it with cream spaghetti squash and a salad of mushrooms, parsley, and some Parmesan cheese, and then a little reduced balsamic on the plate also. This is our double rib steak. It's 64 ounces, so it's 4 pounds of delicious roast beef, basically.
Yes. We're here with Mario. Mario, thank you, man. You know, every restaurant's got its guy. This is like the point guard or the center of this kitchen. I don't know what to call him. He's like the lineman or something. This is a busy restaurant. This is the hottest joint in the restaurant. We're here by the broiler.
It is.
How many years you worked here?
And the company is around 14.
14.
And the restaurant is like 4 years. Yeah.
4 years in this restaurant.
Yep.
So this man's in charge. This is a steakhouse. Pretty much every steak that comes through this restaurant, they do 350 to 500 covers. That's 300 steaks for the most part. Touch his hands, go through this grill. If he wasn't doing this, he'd be in that what's that called? That cage fighting thing. He'd be the beast. He'd be the Dominican tiger, man. Watch out for him.
So these are our filet mignons. We go through probably about, I don't know, 5 of these a night.
So this is steak. So talk a little bit about how you bring your koketsu sensibility to what is essentially, you know, a protein-driven kind of simpler food.
Yeah, well, I think that's what makes us successful as a steak restaurant, because I think we offer a more rounded experience. You know, it's not just heavy food on big plates. It's about a balance, and I think a lot of those lighter touches you can see throughout the menu. It offers people that, you know, come in for steak, a lighter option to start off with, or even, you know, maybe a heavier option to start, and then a lighter option to finish with. This is our beet salad. We peel the beets first, we cut them in half, and then we roast them so that they're like all the sides are exposed, and they really start to get the nice caramelization all throughout.
The old classic steakhouse thing was, you know, you go for steak and that's your fix is done for the year, but you didn't come to eat. Here, this is a chef-driven idea.
Yeah, I like the idea that we were born out of a seafood restaurant, you know, and so we have that sensibility that rounds out the experience. I think it's great when people come here and they don't eat steak. You know, we have a lot of tables like that. They order fish.
We're here with Scott Tessanelli, man. Thanks for letting us in. I know it's a crazy busy day. You're going to do a demo for us. This is like my favorite fish from these
Yeah,
orders.
it's mine too. It's black sea bass, and it's local black sea bass.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I want to show a fish is because a lot of people think steakhouse only does steak, but we actually do a lot of other things here. That's what makes this place so unique and so special. Super simple dish, really fresh, really simple. It's just an avocado yogurt underneath and a little bit of a jalapeno, like chimichurri, some pickled honjimiji mushrooms. Really, really, really simple, really fresh, really nice.
So he's got the acid, the pickle, the mushroom, the creaminess, the crispy fish. He's got the textures covered.
It works well, yeah.
All right.
So we're just gonna season both sides of the fish, salt, and then we're just gonna put just some pepper on this side, not the skin side. So you see the fish curling?
Yeah, I think they're gonna press
Wait,
it down.
maybe like 5 seconds. We're really gonna cook this fish only on one side though.
Right. On the skin side only, and that oil is about 400, 410 degrees, and as you're basting it there.
And we're gonna go right in the oven on the floor. Probably about, I'd say, 3 or 4 minutes.
That's it.
All right, so we're gonna take.
This is this avocado.
This is just avocado, some lavender yogurt, a little lemon juice, and it's kind of interesting. It makes like an avocado like pudding kind of thing. Pretty nice. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna make this it's like a jalapeno like chimichurri. So it's gonna be a little bit of jalapeno, grated on the microplane, seeds and all. All
has some kick to it. Shallots.
Some shallots, a little bit of fleur de sel, some olive oil.
It's a beautiful color too, man.
Yeah, it stays nice, and then we put it right in the middle. Very, very, very simple.
And
really,
these are
really
crunchy,
clean.
crispy. There's almost a little heat to radishes. Man, I love
Yeah.
radishes. Like an underrated vegetable.
And the hanjimiji mushrooms are nice. They hold the pickle really, really well, and they have a really awesome texture. And I pickle them with just rice wine vinegar, salt, sugar, a little bit of water, and then some whole coriander. Adds a nice little flavor to it. And then just on top, a couple little pea leaves.
All right.
And now let's check
Let's
the
check
fish.
our
Should be
fish.
good. Oh yeah.
I'd say it's done.
Yeah, we're looking good. So now we're just gonna hit it with a little bit of butter. Not too much. And this fish, you actually want to take it out when it's a little bit undercooked because it's gonna continue to cook as it goes out to
and
the
it's
table.
so sweet, so delicate.
Yeah. So we're just gonna put, this is about 7-ounce portion, which is a good amount of fish. It's just like that. That's it. Really, really simple,
That's
really
gorgeous.
clean, really, really fresh.
So you come to a steakhouse and you're saying, you know what, I really don't feel like steak today. I'm not in the mood. I want something light. You can start out with anything on the appetizer and then go to this thing. That's beautiful. You can see the skin is just crisp, crisp, crisp. Get a little love here.
It's great fish, right?
So many white wines go with that. That's so great. And then the steakhouse, solid. It says koketsu.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, it says Tessanelli.
Yeah.
Crispy sells meat.
This is our version of a bloomin' mushroom. It's honchimeji mushrooms that are tempura fried, and then we finish them with a little shichimi togarashi, and it's served with Kewpie calamansi. It's basically Kewpie mayonnaise with calamansi juice. It's not just a place that you can come for a great steak, it's a place that you can come if you just want to eat great food. It's our corn creme brulee. It's like a custard, corn custard base, and then we brulee it.
Soft shell. Rib up.
Your dad had a restaurant?
Yes.
How old were you when you started in the business? 13, 14?
8
8
years old.
Damn. It's got me beat. I mean, I've been in and out of here over the years. This is a huge restaurant. It spreads out over basically 3 floors.
It's-
for the dining room.
yeah.
On a weeknight, it's average. You're doing 300 to 400 covers. On the weekends, 5 and change. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's very consistent too. It's just never stops. It's a big machine, and having Stratus and Scott here, I can't do my job without these guys, for sure. These are the guys that are grinding it out on a daily basis.
This restaurant does an awesome job with putting out really, really cool, tasty food that's, it's edgy for a steakhouse, and we can still get out, 500, sometimes 600 covers in a night.
Talk about the wine program for this restaurant, because we'd all like to educate and do our own thing, but you have a clientele and you know what they like. So talk a bit about the wines that you're picking.
Absolutely. I mean, with the classic steakhouse, even though we're a new age steakhouse, and everybody loves their classic California Cabernets here when they walk in the door. We love to provide a service. We also love to highlight products that you can't ordinarily find in other restaurants, whether they're back vintages, older, younger vintages, or cheaper prices. That are slightly discounted from our competitors to just offer somebody something that they can't normally get elsewhere. We have somebody bottle up our own wine at all our restaurants, and this is a Cab Carmenere blend. What do you think? Rib
I love
steak?
it. Well, the only thing I'm missing is blood, fat, char, and salt. One of the things you're famous for are these doggone
Ice cream cakes.
yeah, which is so American retro.
Yeah, with a modern twist. And we take modern and unique flavors of cake, ice cream, and frosting and mix them all together with textural elements and make them fun and
delicious.
and
you just
0 calories,
a couple
zero
of
fat.
extra hours on the treadmill. And,
Exactly.
all right,
yeah.
you work and I'll drool.
Alrighty. This is a ruby red grapefruit chiffon cake. So see what I mean by we do things a little different here. We're not your classic.
I like it. Ruby red. So you have zest in there? How do you
Zest and fresh juice.
And some juice.
Yep. So we have our ruby red grapefruit sponge, and then we're gonna add our ice cream. This is our honey vanilla ice cream that we make here in the house. To that, we're gonna add some candied chopped ginger.
Sure.
So we're gonna
Why
add
not?
a generous amount of that. We're gonna give that a gentle fold. You never wanna over manipulate ice cream because that's gonna encourage it to melt and you're gonna end up with an icy product. So just fold it in slightly until it's incorporated.
This looks so good. Why does that look so good?
Tastes great too. So we're gonna add a very generous amount.
Yeah, that's generous. That's a big scoop.
Big scoop. And then on top of this, we're gonna add another layer.
Because it is a cake.
It is an ice cream cake.
All right, piping bag full of, what's in the piping bag?
We have a strawberry icing, strawberry whipped cream icing that we're gonna top this with. Now for another little boost of flavor and a crunchy element, we're gonna top this with some crunchy crystallized basil. And then to that, we're not done yet. And these are gonna get topped off again with a little scoop of our honey vanilla ginger ice cream. Right in the center.
I'm gonna make a mess if I eat this on camera, so I'm not gonna bother, because I'm famous for stuffing it up on my shirt and my chin, and it's all over my face. Chef, thank you. But
Thank
we're not
you.
done with you, because
We
you
aren't
also
done.
do this crazy
Another
lemonade,
feature, yes.
sticking with the spring, summer,
Yep, with this
fall,
with the theme.
healthy eating theme. So this one that we picked today, I had this earlier, and it's ridiculously good. Talk a bit about it. What
My
is it?
favorite. It's got a little spicy, it's got a little sweet, it's got a little
Yeah.
savory element to it, so it's the perfect drink on a hot summer day. We're gonna start by taking some fresh jalapeno, and we're gonna use a microplane, which is a very fine zester, and we're gonna zest the fresh jalapeno right into the glass that we're gonna serve it in. This is a mint and cucumber simple syrup. And then we're gonna add our lemonade. To that we'll add some ice. And I like to give that a toss just to get that jalapeno flavor all incorporated.
Oh, smart. It's a bar, right? We're
Exactly,
mixing.
it is a cocktail. Now finally we'll add our garnish. We have some very thinly sliced cucumber pieces, a couple of lemon wedges. This is called pineapple mint.
Yeah.
It's a mild form of mint with a really interesting yellow color. And it's ready.
All right, so straw appears out of nowhere. I had one of these already. That's phenomenal.
What do you think?
That's so bloody good.
It's great.
I mean, you can taste the jalapeno. There's a little bit of heat, but not much, but there's flavors in there.
Yeah.
The mint's great, the lemon's clean. It's not too sweet at all. What would you add, vodka or gin?
Gin, Hendrix.
Thank you. Me too.
So this is a sticky toffee pudding. It's a cake that's made with pureed dates, and it gets microwaved. And then it gets a side of butterscotch sauce.
Classic American, and well, sticky toffee is British, but comfort, delicious, perfect after steak. Works with a bourbon, it works with a cognac.
It's delicious.
Works after you've had 3,000 calories worth of beef and fat.
It's just a few more calories.
It's just another day in the park. I think a nice cream sandwich on the way out. You know what I mean?
A side of fig ice cream. The toffee sauce gets poured over at the table. Yeah, you really should try that one.
All right, Breezy is your name. That's what we call it. That's what your mom calls you, so it works for me. We're outside the restaurant because it is a zoo. It's like 7:30. It's still sunlight. I mean, you guys were at 5:30. The door opened, just like boom. It's like
Oh yeah, they're waiting at the bar.
The bus pulled up. You had these big tables, and I'm like, it's not even 6 o'clock yet. And they've done more covers than some restaurants are going to do tonight.
The energy that flows through here every single night consistently is something you don't see in many restaurants at all.
So if I were like a soundtrack guy, and I'm thinking you had this career in LA doing this thing, I'm thinking, here you are at last. Etta James,
Etta
it's a segue.
James, love that
Just
song.
kick it, begin for me. Just give me the first beginning. How's the beat?
My love has come along.
Oh, that's great. I'm in love. This is good. We're going inside. Let's have a Negroni together. We're signing off. We're going to go eat dinner. Breezy and I, although she's got to work. See you inside. Thanks, Breezy.
Thank you.
Bye. You were great. Wasn't that easy?
Fun.
All right, we're here with Scott and Stratos coming in to do our demo on the back end of Quality Meats, guys. Thanks for coming in, first of all.
No problem, Mike.
Pleasure. Now, you guys are, in the trenches. I mean, I knew you guys were busy because it's an Alan Stillman restaurant and it's good and he's brilliant and the space is big, but slow night, 350, 360, full on weekend, 5 to 6. That's insanity.
Yeah, it doesn't stop.
Doesn't stop. So the key is mise en place everything out, make sure you're ready to go into service, and then have dishes hopefully that are not 5-pan pickups.
Right.
But having said that, one of your most popular dishes is that 3 fillet thing. Now, I'm a chef, you're a chef. Most chefs don't really like filet mignon. It's like little chef secret. Like, we don't eat that cut of meat because it's tender, but it doesn't have much flavor. But talk a little bit about the dish, because you guys really dressed it up.
You know, it's one of the hardest dishes to plate, I would say, Stratus, definitely. And it's a play on 3 classic filet dishes. One is the filet Oscar, then steak au poivre, which isn't usually done with filet, but we kind of threw that in the mix. And then what's the last one? Filet Oscar, steak au poivre, and
Wellington.
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 That's right, that's right, that's right. Okay, all right, where do you want to start, boys? Sear the steaks?
Yeah. Let's
All
sear
right.
the steaks. Let's get them going.
Well, I mean, again, for home cooks, there's no other way to get that sear except a screaming hot
Really
pan.
hot pan, yeah.
Yeah,
And
you want to see the oil
that's,
smoke, and you want
you
to
know,
keep
if
the heat
the
up.
fire alarm doesn't go off in your apartment, you're not doing it right. But you see, this is what you're looking for.
Yeah, that was quick. That was a couple of minutes, and we got the beautiful golden brown on the top.
Yeah, we'll stick it in the oven for a second.
All right, let's make sure this oven's hot.
That's hot. So it's really just 2 minutes in the oven with these, Mike. Take them out,
Gotcha.
and these things are good to go. I mean, they're only 3 to 4 ounces, so when you rest these for a couple minutes, they're going to be perfect.
All right, Stratus got the dot job. Better you than me. You know who the first guy to use these squeeze tubes was in New York City, boys?
No idea.
Jean-Jacques Rachou, La Côte Basque,
Oh, really?
late 70s.
Wow.
To thank Greg Godin for that. His wife was a hairdresser. So we have our dots down.
We have our dots. Then we're going to do the asparagus.
Can I redo that?
Yeah, leave it. It's okay. It'll look good. It'll look, trust me.
Just when we set it, we'll set it a little back. You know what I'm saying?
It'll look fine.
So the asparagus we mix with crab meat.
The asparagus, jumbo lump crab meat,
Okay, we're rolling.
shallots, chives, salt, and fresh lemon juice.
I can kind of see why people love this. I mean, that's a great little dish in and of itself. Beautiful.
Filet Oscar. Second one is the filet au poivre.
Poivre.
And then the beef Wellington.
Béarnaise sauce, classic.
And this is the au poivre, which is like, we were saying, kind of like the barbecue-y sauce. It's made with jalapenos and red bell pepper and smoked paprika, veal stock.
Puff pastry. Puff pastry and crispy shallot rings.
All right, I'm going to go for the Wellington first, just because I'm old school. All right, we're cutting into our steak, which, as you can see, perfecto. Scott's cooked a few of these in the day. And filet really needs some help because, again, I mean, everyone loves filet mignon because it's tender. And that's the only reason to love filet mignon? Because
That really is the only reason.
of all the cuts, of all the it has like no flavor. So it really needs to be jacked up. It needs a treatment like this where you're just giving it a great sauce, giving it great garnishes. Ginger.
Yeah, it's good, right?
I can see why people love this, man. It's their favorite cut of meat. Gives them 3 different ways to eat it. It's tons of food on a plate. Another quality meat store. Guys, thanks for coming in, man. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for having us.
So, next time you're at a restaurant and it's busy, think of these guys in the trenches, man. My boy, the Dominican Tiger over there, working that broiler by himself, he was insane. Well, I got an autograph hat if anybody wants to buy it. I'll put it up on eBay. It's a quality meats hat that he wrote, the Dominican Tiger, and he dated it. So I don't know why I didn't wear that hat for the shoot. Anyway, thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for having us.
Great job.
Thank
Keep
you.
up the great work, boys. I'll be looking forward to watching you guys rise up and Stillman Inc.
I hope so.
Yeah, you'll be there. Thanks. Till next week.